What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Closing Beat, the recorded edition, because we're just not going to take any chances today. Like we posted earlier, it's actually the main tap that goes into the whole building. Something about packet loss and signals going this way and not that way. So the streaming speed just won't cut it. We all have internet, everything's fine here, but the streaming speed is just ridiculous. So recorded version of the Closing Beat today. The Doe Show will just continue up on Monday with the normal show. Hopefully it should be fixed this weekend, they said, so we'll go from there. Anyways, this is the last day of the week, the last day of the month, the last day of the quarter, and the markets seem to have cared less. Why? Why didn't the markets do anything today? If you take a look on the screen, the Dow was up 17, big deal. Look, percentage-wise, it's only 0.07%. The S&P was flat. It didn't do anything. It only gained a fraction of a point, not even a fraction of a percent. So it registers as zero, just a flat day. The NASDAQ added 4, is like, big deal, right? Lots of news out there, actually, and when I started putting together what you're seeing down at the bottom and kind of what I wanted to talk about, I'm like, Jesus, news, stop! There was so much going on. It was like every time I added something, there was another announcement. So you got Amazon with European lawsuits, Facebook with data issues. By the way, one of those was me, I'll tell you, that I kept noticing on my Instagram, which links to my Facebook. Someone was going in there and friending a bunch of people and then putting them on the top of my list. And all of those people were anti-Iranian sanctions. I kept seeing posts for that, and I'm like, I don't care about this. Why? Who is this person? They were all Iranian people, and they were trying to like friend me and talk to me and stuff. And my follower count, so many people follow me or Jazz on Instagram. This was the Jazz Wealth account. So many people follow us, and then I follow people that I want to see what they're doing and my friends and stuff. And that kept going up, 200, 300, 500, 600. And there was people I didn't know, so I'm like deleting them like crazy. But they just kept coming back. So we changed all the passwords. We got with Instagram and everything. And that's what they're talking about today. So Facebook, 50 million accounts. If you notice something similar, the question's like, what's going on, guys? Do you guys have your act together? Or that's obviously concerns. And then Tesla, poor guy, he's all over the news today. Tesla being sued, Elon Musk being sued by the SEC, and he turned down the opportunity to settle. I think rightfully so. I won't get into it, but I think based on what they were asking him to do, I'm not saying he's right or wrong, by the way, for what he did. I think he got carried away with himself. But what they were asking him to do, I wouldn't have settled either. It's worth a fight. He's really gonna kind of get slapped a little bit, whether he goes left or right. So, of course, that was all over the headlines today. And that's why you have the market ending up where it did. People didn't know, do I take risk going into the new month? I didn't hear anything out of Washington. I didn't hear anything out of Wall Street, really. I heard about Facebook. I heard about Tesla. I heard about Amazon. I heard about Apple. But what is that? Is that the whole market? There was also news about 6 banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and 4 others, that were conspiring together to keep people out of the stock lending market, which is a whole story in itself. Maybe we'll do a video. And so those guys in big trouble. We're going to go through that. Let's just hop over to the charts. If we take a look here, you should be able to see the S&P on the screen. This is not the right one. Let's go here. S&P 500 still remains in an uptrend. Just quiet day. NASDAQ 100 remains near the highs. It finishes out the quarter, the week, and the month. Of course, very near the highs. Not bad. And the Dow just slowly pulled back this week. Actually, I'd like to see it pull back a little more. I'd like to see all the markets pull back just a little bit more aggressively, right? Give it a little hard time there. But, you know, quiet on the day there as well. If we take a look at banks are in the news. We just mentioned the big banks, more importantly. They were the focus because it's an antitrust lawsuit, by the way. They supposedly conspired together to limit the competition in the stock lending markets, of course. This was a report by Reuters. They tried to stop the lawsuit from going forward. They were denied by a judge. So this is probably going to creep up into the headlines. And because of that, you got banks just selling off, right? This is 2-month lows here for the banks. We always know that when the banks don't help support the market, or when the banks don't help and show a positive gain for the day, then it's very hard for the S&P to do the same. Now, the tech stocks tried to do well today, so that sort of helped us out. But that tug of war is why you have the S&P really flat. There was no gain. You had the banks pulling it down. You had the tech stocks trying to pull it up. And by the end of the day, it was an even match of tug of war there. So that's that one. If we go over to oil, 1.6% gain on the day. You could see on the charts there, that's a 2-month high, or at least, yeah, that's a 2-month high going back to the beginning of July or mid-July. And so Iranian sanctions, they keep backfiring. Many analysts are now starting to say crude at $100 a barrel. I think it's early to say that, but we're trading at $73.50 right now for the price of crude. So it looks like oil prices and therefore gasoline prices pushing a little bit higher. Why are my notes so far away? Okay, Tesla in the news. You're going to see the stock down $41 today because of the SEC suing Elon Musk. Of course, they offered him the opportunity to settle, but they are going after him hard. Yesterday, when the SEC came out and they started talking about what the charges they were announcing, I was so thankful they didn't mention our name, because like I was nervous for him. That's how crazy it is, but I think he'll be just fine. He'll work his way out of it. Also, he doesn't want to be the CEO or running the day-to-day operations. He wants to get somebody in there. So this is an opportunity for him to take a bullet or 10 and get a person that can run the day-to-day operations of Tesla. They need to start promoting somebody in the headlines to get us used to thinking this guy's the better deal. Elon Musk can be the visionary, the one that says we're going to connect your brains to computers like he's saying that they're going to do in a month or two. That's great. Go do that. Don't run the day-to-day operations of a car manufacturing company or a computer on wheels, as a lot of people like to say. So that's that. I mean, I don't really like to give too much opinion there, but that is not Lilly. That is Lilly. Eli Lilly trading higher, almost near the highs, all-time highs. They had a migraine drug. Migraine drug was approved today. It's called Emgality. Emgality. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see commercials soon, but their migraine drug was approved. So not bad for them. Goldman Sachs, the big bank stocks, we talked about why they were lower, but you can see Goldman Sachs trading near lows. JP Morgan giving back all of its gains of the week. Bank of America breaking to new lows there, and Morgan Stanley trading very weakly as well. So ask yourself, if the market is going to continue to rally, where is the rally going to come from? What sector grabs the attention? We did a whole class last night about this for our customers. What's going on, right? And how do you kind of make sense of all that's going on and all that's about to happen as these midterms start picking up? Okay, Facebook down 2.6% today. Of course, that's the 50 million people plus Jazz getting hacked or whatever that was, so they'll figure it out. That'll be more in the headlines, by the way. Isn't it ironic they get hacked right as Google and Twitter and everybody are back at Congress testifying before them about security measures? So that can't be good. Lowe's, the home improvement store, was upgraded today. An analyst said basically they're going to compete more against Home Depot and may even beat them, so people got a little excited about that. The analyst said potential for earnings acceleration is greater in relation to its rival Home Depot. That's good news if you own Lowe's. Let's see, what did Home Depot do? Home Depot was flat on the day, so it didn't really take much of a hit there. You ever know, so let's talk about BB. You know that's BlackBerry? BlackBerry, God, I miss that phone so bad. The old BlackBerry with the punch pad on it. I wish they'd make a comeback, but BlackBerry is still a company, though mostly software these days. BlackBerry was up 11% today. They beat on earnings, beat on revenue, and everybody loved to see that. I think that's the diehards, right? Like if I could invest directly like this, I'd be supporting them. Come on, man, make that phone again with the punch pad thing. That was like the best phone ever, and a little rolly ball in the middle. Am I old? Do you guys even know what that is? Vail Resorts. These guys are ski resorts. Stock was down 4%. They missed on earnings, missed on revenue. It's not snowing. Give them a break, right? So investors were basically piling out of that stock. They were looking for $2.24 on earnings. They only got $2.07. So to be fair, it was a decent miss. They made some positive comments about the ski pass sales that they had, showing an increase there, but they missed on earnings, probably because it's not snowing. I'm just joking. Boeing up 1.2% today. That's the chart of the day for me. If you're a technical trader, you really, really like the possibilities here on Boeing and what that looks like. So Boeing was higher because they got a $9.2 billion contract, which you think, oh, you know, so they got a contract to make trainer aircraft for the Air Force. You think like, oh, that's pretty cool. Actually, $9.2 billion is one of the larger contracts that they've been given in like the last 5 years. So very impressive. However, aren't they already behind on making planes already? So what are they doing? It's like they're taking on a ton of business and they can't quite handle the business. Something in relation to that, Lockheed Martin, there we go. Lockheed Martin, they agreed to cut the price of their F-35 fighter jet by 5.4%. It's like 88 million now instead of like whatever it was. You won't see that on the news, right? And that's unfortunate because that's a win. I don't care who wants to take credit for that, but when the government can save all of us money, that's a win, but you won't see it on any of the financial or any of the media, mainstream media or anything, because they're focused on drama. Drama's ridiculous. Let's get over the drama. Let's start working on details. These are the details that whether you're Republican, Democrat, any party, I don't care who you are, this is the kind of thing that needs to be making headlines to grow the economy. Hey, we're saving money on our fighter jets. We're not only increasing defense, but we're saving money. Like, come on, focus on that. Fox and CNN and MSNBC and all you people, they won't do it because it doesn't grab eyeballs, doesn't get you engaged, it doesn't get you fired up about anything. And unfortunately, that's a win. I think that's a win. You save 5% on a $100 million airplane, good job. So whoever did that in the Defense Department or whoever takes credit for that, good job. Jazz is thanking you. That's awesome. Now fix our taxes because they're too complicated. Okay, that's all I have for you for the day. I appreciate your patience while we get our tap fixed, whatever the world that is. We'll be back next week, and if I helped you in some way, hit the subscribe button. If you want me to keep doing these, hit the subscribe button. This has backfired a little bit, I'll be honest with you, doing these daily updates, because people think that Jazz Wealth is an active management company, and we're not. We're long-term investors. We do manage your investments for you, but for the long term. We don't buy and sell stocks. When I comment on the things that you see here, it's just to keep you engaged and to keep you looking at the markets and what's happening. We are definitely not active investors. So if you're thinking about joining us and that's been holding you back, know that we are passive, not passive, but we are long-term focused. We don't try to time little things here and there. That game has been proven to not work, and we don't want to play losing games. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I will get this uploaded and talk to you soon.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.